All right. Sorry about the delay. YouTube, hello. We're back. Welcome back to the NFL Draft. Here's the next pick. My phone. Okay, so they go corner, but not the one you would have expected. As these Washington Commanders go corner, as we say, welcome back to pure insanity on a screen, also known as the NFL Draft. As we have had one of the most up and down NFL drafts I've ever seen in my entire life, alongside the usual guys of Colin McGee and Chris Gambino. I'm Robbie Bays, and of course, we have our third guest with us tonight. You guys have been waiting for him for a long time. Cameron Woolley, the Woolly Mammoth, joins us. Cam, it's been such an up and down draft. What's your thoughts on the draft so far?
I mean, it's the rest of the league also apparently doesn't have a clue on how this draft is supposed to go. I mean, Bijan Robinson and who is the other running back? Yeah, and Gibbs going top 15. I thought we were past the days of running backs going, let alone top 15, let alone top 20. But in the first round, 2 running backs going in the first round is insane. And also, of course, great, Jalen Carter falling to the Eagles. So as a Giants fan, that's great. We're going to have to deal with him in our division for the next, 10 years? Micah Parsons, Hassan Reddick, Jalen Carter.
Jordan Davis.
Yeah, Jordan Davis. Oh, my. Not to mention Daron Payne.
Micah Parsons as well.
Micah, yeah, I said Micah Parsons, I think. But, yeah, him too.
Chaos. That's all it's been.
I hate this division. And I hate the rest of
more because the Patriots are now in a golden position to go wide receiver again.
Yeah, what's up with all these receivers falling?
Like, what is going on?
With this receiver class, I like this receiver class. I thought JSN should have gone a few picks ago. I thought he should have gone to the Jets.
I don't know. I knew the Jets weren't going receiver. I mean, they're very content with the receivers they have. The really confusing part has been, one, why did New England trade down when, I mean, they could have taken the receiver whenever they've really wanted to. The pick is in. Those who are just tuning in on through the Into the Stands on Instagram, apologies for this, for taking so long, but it's just been chaos today. I go corner. Okay. So New England gets their guy. As he has fallen down a little bit, Christian Gonzalez, something is the best corner in the draft. Going at 17, just past the halfway mark of the first round.
Like, I was surprised when I saw Las Vegas take Witherspoon number 5 overall, or number,
No, it was Seattle.
Oh, Seattle, yes, number 5.
This has been such a confusing draft for forgetting picks at this point.
I mean, just seeing Christian Gonzalez fall this far, because he was a projected top 10 pick. So, I mean, great for the Patriots, of course. We saw, obviously, they're moving on from Stephon Gilmore. They lost J.C. Jackson to the Chargers. So, great move for them. Get your secondary improved, and we can see what the Patriots can do next year with them.
Cam, what's your thoughts on this pick real quick for us?
For New England, you can't really complain about the pick. Again, arguably the best corner in this draft. I've adopted a draft philosophy of getting the best value overall out of the pick that you have. And you want to talk about good value. Again, I think the receivers in this draft, I would have gone JSN, but getting a potential top corner like Gonzalez, can't really complain. If I'm a Patriots fan, I'm not jumping up and down doing backflips, totally thrilled about this, but I am content.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to look at it. But the question now emerges for New England, who the heck is Mac Jones throwing the ball to? They lost Jacoby Myers. Did they sign Juju? Who is Juju on? I don't even know anymore.
They signed Juju.
Yeah, they have Juju Smith-Schuster. Is he really your answer? I have a feeling we won't see the last New England possibly drafting a wide receiver tonight or tomorrow. That's for sure.
Yeah, they got to take one at least in round 2.
I mean, this is like a question mark of like what for? I mean, they have some decent help in the secondary. I mean, they've lost some pieces, but you're absolutely 100% right. With New England, you cannot be mad with this pick at all. Now, Detroit on the clock once again. I feel like this could be a tight end, guys. They're taking Gibbs. I feel like they want to Dalton Kincaid. Remember, Michael Mayer also, but could this be the time we see Will Levis?
Again, I have a very strong opinion on Will Levis.
I think any team that drafts him, any team that drafts him. I said this on my show. I've said this any opportunity I've had to talk about the draft. Will Levis is going to get somebody fired. Will Levis, as a prospect, I swear, ever since Josh Allen has warped the minds of everybody into thinking that a quarterback with some upside, who can throw the ball far, who can run the ball a bit, but doesn't put up stats. Everybody thinks, oh, that's a potential Josh Allen, and that's what Will Levis is. He's not a potential Josh Allen. He's one of the guys who everyone thinks is a potential Josh Allen, but he is rightfully so sinking like a rock in this draft, because I think the NFL, like, if they learned one thing tonight, even though the rest of the league seems to have just gone completely haywire, they are acting rationally on Levis, which is a good thing. I mean, not for him. I mean, I'm sure he's a nice guy. I mean, he puts mayonnaise in his coffee, so. But I mean,
it's been a confusing little bit for Will Levis, because you saw what people said about him possibly going at 3 or 4 tonight, and it's pick 17, pick 18, and we haven't seen him go yet. So I think the big thing was, because my big comparison, you want to talk about comparison to Josh Allen, I thought Anthony Richardson, the similar size.
Yeah, thank you, Anthony Richardson.
But Anthony Richardson, I think it was a good. Now that pick is looking, I think, better and better by the minute, because imagine that pick being Will Levis. I think that this draft could be flipped on its head a little bit. Yeah. But right now, for those who are just tuning in, this has been a chaotic first round, because you saw 3 quarterbacks go very early on, and you're wondering, where's Will Levis? Still on the couch at the green room without a team. Could this be the pick? I don't think so. I think Dalton Kincaid being a tight end, they throw the ball out to the tight end in this scheme. I mean, the Jets got destroyed by tight ends when we played Detroit a couple weeks back in December. So I feel like with them liking TJ Hawkinson back a couple drafts ago, so the pick is now going to be in. Could this be? I mean, I think they're maybe been targeting Christian Gonzalez, but I think this could be Joey Porter or Deontay Banks, the defensive backs from Maryland, Penn State. So I feel like this could be defensive back. I feel like this could be multiple selections, but all we've learned tonight is this has been total chaos. And as much as my heart is sung to that entire second stream of Christian for how up and down it's been with the Jets allegedly and a false report saying they were going to move up again, and now they're going back at 15 and going edge outside linebacker, which I feel like is a need if they play him at outside linebacker. It's been so up and down for me as a fan. I think for you guys, I think you're ready for what the Giants are going to do. Maybe they move up.
Everyone's sinking. Everyone's falling.
So
the receivers.
So out of the show, Robbie is the only Jets fan made the wrong choice. Of course, both.
I don't think we made the wrong choice yet. I don't think wrong choice is the right word.
Cameron, what do you want the Giants to do here at 25?
Well, obviously there are so many directions the Giants can go in now, because, again, I was expecting at least one of the receivers to be gone at this point. I want the Giants to draft a top flight receiver who can get separation, and everyone talks about, get a big body for Daniel Jones. They tried that with Kenny Golladay. That is not the type of receiver that Daniel Jones thrives with. He thrives with the Darius Slaytons. He thrives with that's the only good receiver he's had in his career. But But he thrives with those types of guys. I'd like them to go with either, if JSN is there, take him. Quentin Johnston, obviously.
I think he's the perfect fit
if he's there, and or Jordan Addison or Zay Flowers, one of the top 4 receivers in this draft. It's honestly the same point of view I have at the Andrew Thomas pick. Like, if you had any of the top 4 tackles in that draft, I'd be fine with it. It just so happens that Thomas ended up being the best one, which is, again, one of the only good things Gelman did as GM. But here, talk about the Lions pick. Drafting Gibbs is a win-now move. And you were talking about them possibly drafting Levis. Drafting Levis is a move for the future. You don't contradict yourself like that twice in the same round. Actually, twice within 10 picks. You don't contradict yourself with the direction you're taking this team in. Because Will Levis is a project.
But would you want him to be behind Jared Goff for a bit? That's why I was thinking, similar to what I thought Anthony Richardson. That's why I was thinking Vegas in my mock draft. It's the same deal. So do you want him to sit behind somebody like in Detroit? But I feel like this could be a tight end. If they go receiver, that would be absolutely crazy.
They should. Again,
They have Jameson Williams. They have. I'm missing some. Oh, they have my man Amon-Ra St. Brown, the most slept-on receiver in the league. But the pick is in. Who will head to snowy Michigan, even though they're playing in a dome? But as the Detroit fans, they've got their second first-round pick. They traded down to get Jahmyr Gibbs, which I bet everyone's still confused about. But as the chaos continues, I think we're ready for Roger Goodell to announce the next pick. This has taken a long time. I mean, it's around, what time is it now? It's 10:17. And, I mean, who knows what this could be with the Lions. I feel like this should be Dalton Kincaid. That was my pick in my mock draft. I mean, this could be Nolan Smith. This could be JSN. But enough with who it could be. Who will it be? Let's head to Roger Goodell.
Here comes Roger.
Ooh, they went linebacker. So they go.
I heard Jack, and I almost popped off.
So the Lions go with a guy who I did not have in my first round once again, as they go Jack Campbell, the linebacker from Iowa, as an interior presence. Let's take a little bit of a look at him. He's a multiple-time award winner. I had him ranked around number 40 on my board, along with multiple other big boards. But now this is lining up for Tampa Bay to take Will Levis.
So we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming up. I hear him from the chat, so I just have to do it. Shout out to Vin. Let's see who they end up taking here. I know you're watching, waiting to see if you get Will Levis.
I was waiting for you to shout him out.
But he's been there in the chat asking for it, so shout out, Vin. Let's see what happens.
I mean, looking at Jack Campbell, he's a really big. This is why I didn't think he'd work with the Jets very well, because he can rush the pass. He's a run stopper. He doesn't cover very well. So as the interior linebacker, remember, linebackers is a very big struggle with Detroit. And I don't think many people really – this is the year of the linebacker, apparently, when I didn't really think there were many good linebackers. But now the question will be, I mean, there's your pursuit, the big-time pursuit. I mean, I thought Drew Sanders, the linebacker from Arkansas, was better than Jack Campbell.
Buccaneers pick is already in.
The Bucs pick is already in. So could this be Will Levis? Could they maybe go – defensive back with Joey Porter or maybe Deonte Banks? I mean, this is a very weird route from Detroit. I mean, they went Jack Campbell and Jahmyr Gibbs, both who I didn't have going in the first round. This is what I've learned today. Chris, can you load that down for a second? Because I have a very good lesson from what I've learned, and I think everyone here should learn. Rankings mean absolutely nothing. That's all I've learned today.
I just want to say we currently have a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan currently stressing out in the group chat over Will Levis because he doesn't want Will Levis. So.
I can't blame you. Can't blame you.
Thank you.
No, you might not have a choice. I mean, let me ask you, the fan in the chat, would you rather Baker Mayfield or Will Levis as your quarterback? Or Kyle Trask? You can say Kyle Trask. I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, I mean,
and Kyle Trask is like old.
Situation here for the
no, it'd be funny if they took Hendon Hooker here.
Trask.
I like Hendon Hooker more than Will Levis.
Dude's coming off an ACL. We don't know how his mobility will be.
Again, dude,
my man said
medicine.
Modern sports medicine. That's all I'm going to say, dude. Why do we act like every single guy who has one leg injury in college is all of a sudden Giancarlo Stanton? I mean, let's not – I mean, not to throw any shade at Giancarlo. It's more shade at the New York Yankees. But, again, modern sports medicine, I don't think a guy like Hendon Hooker should have been falling this far. I mean, that's not to say I think Hendon Hooker's a first-round quarterback. I don't think Will Levis is a first-round quarterback. But if it is any place in the first round, now I'd be okay with Will Levis going. It's Tampa at 20?
Tampa Bay, this is 19.
Okay, Tampa at 19.
By the
Sorry,
way,
the
for
laptop's
reference, in my mock draft, this is who I had the Giants trading up with in my mock draft. But this is leaning towards the Baltimore Ravens adding a weapon for Lamar Jackson. And I feel like a perfect fit here would be Zay Flowers out of Boston College. Get that shorter receiver to work with Odell Beckham Jr. So if that gets to 22, I think we can have 4 straight receivers. Let's see what they take. Come on, Levis. I want this window up with Will Levis. Why?
Ooh.
Why? They don't need. Okay, so here's what I love about Kalijah. So Kalijah Kancey, who I ranked number 30 on my board, a big interior threat from Pittsburgh. The problem is why? This has been the.
This doesn't do anything.
I mean, he's compared to Aaron Donald, but would you really?
You can't compare anybody to Aaron
Let's
Donald.
go.
That's ridiculous.
Let's go to this movie. He does have very good quick first step, and can really make that interior presence and really cause a lot of chaos. But Kalijah Kancey, just like Aaron Donald, was a weird comparison. Seeing Kalijah Kancey is more of an interior defensive lineman, not an edge
Rob,
threat.
let me ask you, do you think this is a
Although
better pick?
interior pressure is very much a valuable asset in today's game because
I think you got Aaron Donald, obviously, Dexter Lawrence,
Quinn Williams.
Quinn Williams,
Dog.
yeah,
You want to talk about
Justin Simmons.
Do you think this is better than Will Levis?
Yes.
Yes. Anything is better than Will Levis.
Here's my-
Anything is better than Will Levis. Again, I
that's the hill I'm dying on in this draft.
I think Kalijah Kancey is a solid pick for Tampa Bay. Not who I would have gone with personally. I think they would have rather gone. But this is actually falling into the hands of multiple teams. Because if you're the Chargers, I like them taking Nolan Smith. Or the Baltimore Ravens taking a receiver. The Giants, this is falling right into the Giants' hands to take a wide receiver and not have to do anything for it. But I feel like we might need to see one more big trade. Now the question with Seattle, do they maybe go receiver here?
Everybody should be going receiver.
I mean, you have DK
Everybody
Metcalf.
should be going to receiver here.
Could this be actually no worse thought? Could this be Levis?
No. Every single pick, you guys go up and say, "Is this Levis?"
No, there's a
I
reason-
sound pissed off.
No, you're not wrong.
Pissed
You're
off.
not wrong.
Every pick, it's like, "Is this Levis?"
That's what we said all night.
That's a concerning question. That's a
And
concerning
it is a
question.
concerning question. You're not wrong. But the reason I say Levis here, because I mean the dude's more of a project. You're absolutely 100% right. But wouldn't you want him to sit behind the quarterback and not start right away? To maybe help his development?
I mean, yeah, but in the first round, with so much better value you could be getting at this pick. Seattle with Geno Smith, they can go for it now. I mean, sure, that's odd to say about Geno Smith, but
Former Jet doing something. I still love Geno Smith. I can't.
Jets doing something.
I can't-
It's not
I can't-
really
Yeah, I know.
out of the ordinary, but
I mean, I love my guy. I mean, I was sad. I was pissed we took him. Now I'm sad because he's doing better than any quarterback we've had.
Before we get too deep into the Giants pick, I just have a question for Cameron. So I've seen a couple of your shows. I have to say, great work. But one thing that instantly stuck out to me was your intros. Can you take us for a little bit?
Yo, yeah,
right.
oh, absolutely. I was waiting for you to say that.
Okay. Do you want my Woolly Mammoth Wednesdays intro or my home podcast intro?
Woolly Mammoth Wednesday.
Okay. What is up with it, everybody? Live from the studios of WIUR at the La Penta Student Union at Iona University. It's Woolly Mammoth Wednesdays with Into the Stands, talking about the NFL draft here, watching the craziest draft I may have ever seen. I mean, every year we see drafts where it seems like the league is losing its mind, like gradually, but this is a steep fall off. Again, some of these picks, I'm just going to reiterate what I've said before. But these picks, you got to wonder. Bengal, the YouTuber who does Madden franchise modes, could be making these picks better.
Bengal. Shout out man Bengal for no reason at all. I love
Dude, well, you got guys on YouTube, like dumpster fire guys, urinating tree, 5 points vids.
I mean, there's a question. Was there a question in chat?
Yeah, you got a question.
Oh, let's
Ask you, do you see the Jets trading for another first pick?
No, absolutely not. We do not have the assets to do it. So I love it. I love the idea. That's a very fair idea. But what I see happening is you're going to have to wait for a defensive back to actually be picked before having to do anything. Because Brian Branch could be the pick here. Remember that. The Jets do need a little bit of help at the safety position. I mean, they have really one safety I'm comfortable. I mean, they have Chuck Clark and Jordan Whitehead. Chuck Clark's a free agent at the end of the year. Why not go with a long-term asset and Brian Branch? Three guys who love to hit people really hard. Why not go with Brian Branch? Now, granted, I don't see it happening in the next 4 or 5 picks or so. But if he keeps falling, the Jets, now, if you've learned from last year, are not afraid to trade up in the end of a first round. So I'm interested to see now. Jets moving up, possible. I don't hate the idea. It's just I feel like we have to move up a lot to do that. That's the only part I'm worried about if the Jets do want to move up. But Seattle on the clock now. They've taken Witherspoon. Remember, I had them in my mock draft. I had them trading down the draft, and then had them originally taking Jalen Carter, and then drafting a corner at trading down with Kansas City because this was originally the pick I had Kansas City trading up with. So Seattle, there's multiple ways you can go with this. They do need help at linebacker a little bit as well. Could they be taking Drew Sanders from Arkansas? Could they be going wide receiver like everyone's needed? We're not even going to talk about Will Levis. We don't need to. But can they possibly be going multiple different routes? I think there's about 5 to... What is my man doing? My man's not locked in right now. I'll say that for sure. But this has been told... My man... This is what we've learned. This is another thing I've learned. That cognitive test has proven absolutely nothing because 2 guys who've been graded worse than Levis have gone before him by 10-plus picks.
Well, who really cares about the Wonderlic?
1.1% chance he would be available at pick 20.
Wow.
Yo, whoever bet on...
The ESPN's data models are useless.
No,
anyways.
Shout out to the people who bet on Levis falling this far. I didn't expect it. But how QB hungry some of these teams are? Who would have predicted this?
Again, people overvalue quarterbacks like Levis so much nowadays.
It's just based on team's pure need. Though, here's what I would not be shocked by. Tennessee does have some picks still. I wouldn't be
trading up for Levis?
Maybe.
Willis.
There's been reportedly lost confidence in Levis. Now, granted, I think Levis could still be a solution with them. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's another team I could possibly... That's really the only team that I can see trading up for Levis now.
We keep trying to fit Levis.
With it's so
every single pick that comes up, we keep trying to fit Will Levis
Can this pick happen
into that. Yeah, come on. Okay, there, the pick's in.
Hey, we made our pick. It's taking 15 minutes before someone made a pick, but we'll take it.
Okay, you know what? You know what I don't understand? How the team with the first pick always takes way too long.
Talked about that in the beginning.
There's got to be something with like TV deals, like milking the first overall pick for ratings. Just milking it for ratings. Yeah, there's no way that the NFL it's like, no way like Roger would just go in and just be like, hey, just I know you decided on this guy like months ago, but to just do us a solid here, just stall, just guess the TV money. It doesn't hurt anybody involved other than the fans. But again, we don't care about the fans. They give us the money anyway. So,
I mean, there's multiple routes you can take, but what we do know is that Seattle's pick is in, and we are awaiting the selection. I mean, they took Devin Witherspoon, which may be seen as a reach to some, not many. But what need can they fill now? Remember, that just proves that I think they've won the Russell Wilson trade now, what they've gotten back in return. I mean, Russell Wilson's a good quarterback, but getting a guy to add to your defense and possibly another one here, I mean, they've already won. They went, 9-8 last year?
Yeah. I mean, the Broncos are still trying to salvage that Russell Wilson trade. I mean, they gave up a first round pick for Sean
how
Payton.
can you not? Like, if you're Seattle, like, how can you not fall into the sunk cost fallacy? If you can't get rid of him, you might as well just try to make him work.
Yeah. I mean,
you can't really do much anyway because a quarter of your cap space is being taken up by Russ. So you can't really do much other than just try and work with him. Here comes Roger.
Oh, wait, with guests?
Oh, great.
Round 3 with the guests today, chat. Round 3 with the guests. Oh, is this the one with the
high school players?
Yeah. By the way, anytime these picks have happened, they don't work. Ask the Cowboys.
what happened to the Cowboys?
No,
They took Van Der Esch. He was good for 1 year, then fell off a little bit.
They had a guest with Parsons.
Oh, yeah, they did have
The Parsons.
the Parsons one.
Could have told you to take Micah Parsons.
Yeah. Watch him take another corner. If this is could this be a tackle? Wow!
I mean,
He finally gone.
good lord!
What a win for Seattle.
DK Metcalf and Jackson.
And then Jigba. Oh,
Finally,
And Tyler
finally,
Lockett.
that
Wow,
pick
what a
got
freaking
made.
monster.
Finally.
now I feel this is a home run for Seattle for anyone that wanted Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Seattle has one of the best wide receiver cores now. You're giving
It's one of the most underrated, that's for
Metcalf,
sure.
Lockett, and then Njigba. That's lethal.
I mean,
Geno Smith.
Jackson Smith and Jigba, another one of those Ohio State receivers that people see very highly. I mean, you saw two of them get drafted last year with Olave and Wilson. Well, let's talk about Jackson Smith and Jigba a little bit from this ESPN footage.
Well,
He's worked well in the slot. We'll talk about it here. But he's more of a deep ball threat than anything. We see that little mid-crosser,
Look at that.
that blow-by speed.
Look at that.
Sheesh,
Look at that.
as some would say.
listen, I was saying it before the pregame show. 2021, he had more receptions than Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave. Both of those guys have gone on to really work in this league. I have no doubt this guy's going to be a star once he steps into Seattle.
Now the other questions with Seattle, I mean, we talked about it. Seattle couldn't mess it up. They didn't mess it up. I think it's the first pick in a little bit that we've had a feeling that had to address the need, and they succeeded.
I
Great
wonder
pick
what
with-
took so long for the pick. Yeah.
I mean,
What was it?
wasn't he coming off an injury again?
Oh yeah,
That was it.
Coming off an injury, but again, why haven't the other receivers been taking it? Now,
My man hitting the that's a
Okay.
trash gritty, by the way. I had to say that. I had to.
Now, I think, when one position gets taken in the draft and the rest of the league is like, oh, we need to, wait, I forgot to get this. I got to go bam, 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 bam. I have a feeling you're going to start seeing some receivers. We're going to see Jordan Addison, Zay Flowers, and Quentin Johnston go within the next, 6 picks.
Now the problem here with the Chargers is they do not need a wide receiver, right? And the immediate help. I mean, they have Mike Williams and Keenan Allen on with Josh Palmer and company. So I think this would be a great fit for Nolan Smith. I mean, being the younger Khalil Mack, being that impact off the edge. I think the Chargers maybe need a little bit of help on defense. This could be the time we see Nolan Smith. I mean, I had him going around this point anyway on my mock draft. I just got to remember where I had him. Did I have him going here? Yeah, I had the Chargers trading this pick, so that trade's horribly wrong. But this is the actual pick where I would say Nolan Smith would go from Saturday. So could this be Nolan Smith, and then we will see possibly 3 straight receivers go off the board, possibly to a team like Baltimore. I don't see Minnesota drafting a quarterback.
We have a
Oh,
question?
yeah.
For this current QB market, what would you pay Prime Brady?
Ooh. Okay, so I actually got that question this morning, or earlier this afternoon. So here's the question. Here's the problem I have with this question. Prime Brady does not move very well.
yeah,
I like mobile quarterbacks. So the big asset that these quarterbacks have now is that they can move. Joe Burrow can move. Herbert can move. Tua can kind of move without
Daniel Jones can move.
doing Daniel Jones. I mean, Matt Stafford could, and then you heard him, and then everything just started falling apart for him. And some of these other quarterbacks, they can move. They are not fully in the pocket, just pocket presence guys. So that's why I'm not a big fan of giving money to the quarterback like a Tom Brady that much money, because you need an offensive line around him in order for him to succeed. And I think that and offensive weapons, Lamar Jackson contract, I feel like would be the most I would pay for him right now, because now, granted, Tom Brady, phenomenal player, but you need pieces around him in order for him to truly succeed, because behind a bad offensive line, he may have been a little bit washed, as some would say, but we've learned what it's like for him to be behind a bad offensive line down there in Tampa Bay this year that have fallen off a little bit from that Super Bowl run. So behind a not as good offensive line, I mean, you're going to have pieces around him for Brady to still succeed. I mean, he had Randy Moss, Julian Edelman popping off for no reason at all. I mean, he had Gronk. So right now, that's a good question. The max I would pay, I mean, I would pay the a little bit more than the Lamar Jackson contract. What would you think, Cam?
Well, my main question here is it today's quarterback market in 2007? Or is it just Prime Brady being transferred to today? Because in 2007, if the quarterback market was the way it is now, I would definitely make Tom Brady, like 2007 Tom Brady, like right after his 07 season, I would absolutely give Tom Brady like more money than Lamar Jackson got on his contract, because that was the way the league was. Yeah, good pocket passers, who would do their thing and use their vision and use their arm instead of their legs. But in today's league, prime Brady, like, sure, I'm not trying to say that prime Tom Brady would be a schmuck in today's NFL. I mean, only a couple years ago, Tom Brady, cinder block feet and all, threw 40 touchdowns and won a Super Bowl. What? No, he's not going to the Chargers. Well, I feel like
standing up.
I feel like wait, who's after the Chargers?
The Ravens.
No. Okay, but who's going? Wait, maybe.
Oh, they might be a trade.
Are we a couple of picks?
That's scaring everyone. That's scaring everyone.
Okay, yeah, Will Levis standing up.
Minnesota.
I can see
No
that.
way.
I can see
No,
that.
no, you went replacing Kirk Cousins with a worse Kirk Cousins.
Why not go? Why not go? Wait, why wouldn't you want Kirk Cousins but cheaper? That's the ideology behind that.
To Kirk Cousins, you can't win with him.
Well,
We saw him, dude. The moment the sun goes down, he falls apart. Remember in the playoff game, when the sun was up, he was doing well. Then the sun went down.
and then he fell apart. But
He throws a check down on 4th and 8.
dog,
That's what happens.
that's all I can say. But now let's see what the Chargers do. Come on, Nolan Smith. I want this pick to be on the money. Why?
I told you.
That's
I tried telling you.
so. Here's the problem I have. I have two problems with this pick, but a lot of positives with this pick. One, if you are a Chargers fan, you are concerned with what they have to be moving a receiver now, and that might be the end of either Keenan Allen or Mike Williams, because Josh Palmer, I feel like, is an asset for the future. But Quentin Johnson, the definition of a game changer, and a guy I would have loved to see on the New York Giants. Let's look at a little bit of film from this man. You want to talk about a deep that can run and is tall? Oh boy, the Chargers got a good one. He can route run, evasive, bang, sprint speed all day long. He can move down the field. He can make a catch in traffic. I mean, here's another good one. Boom, double coverage, bang, easy catch for
there were
Quentin.
rumors too. This is the guy the Giants were looking at. I saw.
Yeah.
I know
That's what my
Doug
mock
Shannon,
draft said.
After these next two picks, it probably punched a hole in the wall of that new fancy schmancy war room.
No.
I know John Mara's gonna have to foot a bill for that one.
So now, here's my
Zay
question.
Flowers and Jordan Addison on the board.
Zay Flowers, but again,
But they're
dude,
both short.
Dude, the Ravens are one of them's going to Baltimore here. Like I said, dude, these receivers.
I don't think
One went down. The domino effect is starting. Everyone's realizing how good these receivers are, and now everyone's like, "Oh, gotta get him! Gotta get him!"
we have the Ravens, Minnesota, and Jacksonville. Do we think that Minnesota or Jacksonville takes one?
No, no, you can't. You can't if you're either of them. I mean, the only one.
I swear, dude.
I think Minnesota would be the only one to do it, but I think a team might trade up with Jacksonville because they do need a little bit of help.
Baltimore's still going receiver.
Baltimore's going receiver. That's one. So I think a good fit for Baltimore would be Flowers. Now, do you want Jordan Addison? I still feel like I think if you're the Giants, do you trade up with Minnesota to prevent the risk? I feel like that's a very big possibility. But let's see what the Ravens do here. Do they go with Zay Flowers? I mean, there's another receiver from Ole Miss that I'm forgetting. I think Mingo from Ole Miss, I think is another receiver. Jalen Hyatt could be another receiver that people talk about from Tennessee, another deep ball threat that's short. So I feel like, by the way, he's going to Kansas City now. Jalen Hyatt or Buffalo. Maybe they draft receiver.
Jalen Hyatt's a Chiefs pick.
Yeah, he's a Chiefs.
Jalen Hyatt,
A Chiefs-esque pick. The
That's
short
got-
receivers that can run. Chiefs-esque pick, possibly.
Got Chiefs written all over.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
This has been, by the way, we've had so much fun doing this. We started these streams at 7 o'clock, and we've had almost the same amount of energy for the last 4 hours. But the problem now arises. Will teams be moving up in the end of the first round for a secondary player? Because there's still two somewhat elite secondary players. I feel like one of them could be possibly heading to Minnesota or Jacksonville if they really want to go secondary. Because you have Deontay Banks. You have Joey Porter. There's another name you can talk about. You could talk about Cam Smith. I did have Joey Porter falling in my mock draft. Where did I have him?
Pittsburgh, Washington range. That's what most
Where
people
did I
have
have him
projected.
going?
Like around like the 17.
I had him going 24th, so I kind of had that coming. But
I mean, listen, that's another option for the Giants, right? Because obviously you have a Dory Jackson as your cornerback one, but do you trust like a Fabian Moreau or an Aaron Robinson at number 2? I mean, I think you want to look maybe for an upgrade. I'd be fine with that personally.
I mean, My highest person that's still on the board is Addison, and then you fall to a guy like a Zay Flowers. Though I had some, I mean, all my picks so far, the guys. I mean, Dalton Kincaid's another one that I feel like can be picked. Did the Giants want to go tight end? Now they're not going tight end.
Yeah, but they got Waller and Bellinger. Tight end is the least of this team.
Yeah, I forgot they got Waller for a second, but
A couple things in the chat. Someone said maybe Giants go corner.
yeah, that's what Colin was
I'm
saying.
fine with that. You know, Joey Porter Jr.
Joey Porter would be
If the receivers all
are gone.
drop here, if the receivers all drop, that guarantees that at least a solid corner is going to be there. Although Joey Porter Jr. might be the only one who's left who could
Make that big time.
provide you that type of impact that you need. Although, lest we forget, Adoree Jackson is not a terrible player whatsoever.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was saying. I think it's more for the number 2 because right now we have Fabian Moreau, Aaron Robinson. I think you're
Yeah, Fabian Moreau and Aaron Robinson. If you go in to the year with Fabian Moreau still starting on defense,
I like what Moreau did last year, but I think you need kind of a solidified.
in this division,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, you can.
Because
you
we
can.
saw Moreau against the Eagles. Or Moreau, Aaron Robinson. They got cooked by Devontae Smith. Whoever the Eagles had lined up against the number 2 corner. We definitely need that again.
AJ Brown ate us for lunch every single time,
And
man.
why not go get yourself a nice physical corner?
And one of that's why I thought Craig. I thought you guys made sure for Gonzalez. That was my original thought because why not get that big physical corner to combat AJ Brown? But I do feel like there's been too long of a gap between trades. Don't you think?
I could see a trade. Well, I don't really. I'm not.
I have a feeling. I have a bad feeling the Jets are going to trade into the first round again.
Maybe.
Why haven't the Ravens made a pick yet? This is
No,
not.
it's a no-brainer. Do Flowers or Addison? Pick one. Pick one, dude. Who to what? Wait, is Joe Shane on the phone? No. Joe Shane cannot be trading up for a receiver with Baltimore right now.
Not Baltimore. Maybe Minnesota. Not Baltimore.
Not Baltimore. Dude, what?
Can
what's
you plug us
Baltimore
in, Nika?
thinking?
Colin? Thank you. Wait. Oh, let's talk about Lamar again. We don't need to
Nobody
know
cares.
theirs. This has been the most fun I've had all night. Probably since the Fanatic was here, because this has been absolute chaos. Because Baltimore does not know what they're doing. The Jets didn't. I mean, the Jets kind of knew what they were doing, but they picked. I thought they picked the wrong player. Oh, that's all they got guaranteed. The bottom, Colin. Sober up. I'm kidding, but right now, all right, there we go. Pick is in. The terror, the scariness continues.
I'm thinking Flowers.
Flowers.
Flowers, yeah. Flowers or Addison.
I mean,
it has to be receiver. You just paid the GDP
What
of
if
a small nation to your
what if
quarterback.
they go more streaky and take Hyatt as a streak specialist?
I swear, if Jalen Hyatt would make sense for the Ravens, not because it would be a good pick, but because that's just how they roll.
We ride with the Ravens, hopefully not screwing this up.
Oh boy, I
How many people we have in chat right now? 4?
I'd be dumbfounded if
Chris?
Sorry?
How many people we have in chat right now? Shout out to the people who have been in the chat all night. I know we had like a ton. We had 44 views in the first, we had, I think at one point, 12 people live with the first 2 hours with us and the College Football Fanatic. I mean,
Better mood. Somebody wants to see you do your gritty.
hell not, chat.
No,
Nah.
I don't want to see that.
We don't need.
I don't know. Nobody.
Who wrote that in chat? Was that Jay?
That was Ben.
Vin? I'm not shocked.
Bro's such a troll. He's trolling.
I love that.
It's one thing one of my buddies on the internet told me. Don't feed the trolls.
yeah, I've learned that.
Sort of, maybe. Yeah, the people have been in chat all night. We really appreciate y'all joining us, watching the chaos with us. And by the way, even though there's like multiple scheduled drafts, I don't know why that is. You can rewatch all of the reactions and the chaos from Wooly to Christian to the Fanatic from earlier. It's been so fun for us to enjoy. But enough of that BS. We have the Ravens pick.
All right, Roger.
Let's hear what he says. Oh, this is already seeming bad. There you go. Okay, so Zay Flowers, the one. Well done, Chris. Zay Flowers. So now is
Addison's going in the next.
Addison
pick.
and Hyatt.
He's going to the Giants.
So
Will the Giants move up now? This is the time you're.
I wouldn't I'm not crazy about moving up because the Giants on their roster, from a player perspective, still have a lot of holes. Wow, voice crack. But
I'm 19 years old and I'm still having these voice cracks like I'm
Shane,
12.
You're not alone.
But when I think about the Giants trading up, there are so many holes on this roster that day 3 picks, you could just throw darts and just think that you're bound to hit on at least a couple of them. If they're not starters, at least they're solid role players who can rotate in.
No, this means you're guaranteed though for the Giants. You're guaranteed at least one of Jordan Addison, Joey Porter, or Deontay Banks. So one of
All
them will be
home
on
run.
the board.
Hmm.
Cam Smith too. Cam Smith, I think, is one of the most underrated players in the first round.
The defensive back out of South Carolina, I have ranked 25th, but I have him selected at 31. Because remember, don't the Eagles have another first-round pick?
Yeah,
of course.
they'd probably go Brian Branch.
Ooh,
If Brian
And
Branch
Branch goes
to
to
the
them.
Eagles, I swear. Wait, Brian
Can we
Branch.
trade-
Wait for the Giants, Brian Branch.
ooh,
You want to talk about talent?
talents.
You want to talk about that? But I am not opposed.
I think they're going to take Branch, though. This is the other team I would say would take Brian Branch. Would be Minnesota because they have Harrison Smith who's aging. I don't know really who the other
Another
safe.
name I forgot. Nolan Smith is still on the board.
I know.
I mean, I don't
They
know
would
how
not-
the Giants
I
would
think
take
Nolan
it.
Smith would go to Jacksonville. Which, if you're the Giants, you should not be that scared. But at the end of the day, you should still be kind of scared because
Yeah, but I'm still a bit weary. The receivers totally just fell out like in the
I mean-
few picks before. We get
I had
so
Jordan-
low. The league just needed to not wise up for just a few more picks.
his comparison to
would've had
Tyreek
it.
Hill. What? Okay, that's not what I would have said. But all right, that dude just ran into the ref.
Soft zone.
Who is that? That a Cowboys player?
No, that was no, it's from a Patriots game. I think that was no.
I don't know.
No, they wouldn't show Malcolm Butler on like it's so.
This is stupid because this is why I loved him.
Robbie, we got a question for you. Where do you have Julius Brents and Deuce Vaughn going?
Ooh. I'm trying to remember who these guys are. Who are they again?
So Julius Brents plays for the quarterback for Iowa and Kansas State. The Kansas State players.
Why are we talking about Kansas State players?
What is the question we got?
I mean, I don't have the most. I mean, my info really goes down to the top 6. I don't really have either of them really in my top 6 of any position. But I mean, you've seen the reaches we've seen so far. Day 2 or maybe 3rd round. I don't know. I don't know who they are. I don't have enough research on them. Though, Baltimore, you are ecstatic, and congratulations. You didn't screw it up.
Heck,
All y'all should be ecstatic.
They had to go. With
Who are they
that.
again? Who are the players again? Colin? Who are the players again?
Julius Brents and Deuce Vaughn. I think they both play for Kansas State.
Cool. Who? Who are these men? Sorry, chat. I don't know much about Kansas State defensive backs. Let's see where they're ranked at. Bro, my man's is not ranked in the top 120. Hell no. No comment on the Kansas State players, by the way. Because 1, my thing's not loading. And 2, I don't know who they are. Was one of them a safety by any chance? I don't know what's going on. But right now we head to Minnesota, Minneapolis.
They're taking their time.
Oh,
with
by
this
the way,
one.
I want your guys' thoughts on this. I want your thoughts on this. So I've done my research, and there's a safety out of Sacramento State that's on the CBS database that ESPN has nothing about. What are your thoughts on that? Because that's concerning. And I feel like with the profile they gave and the small film I watched, the Jets, he's a Jets type of, Jets type of safety with a guy who can kind of cover it. He's tall. What are your thoughts on that? The possibility that ESPN doesn't even know about this guy that they have ranked at 76 on CBS. Is that a problem?
It would be funny listening to Mel Kiper break down a player who he didn't know existed.
Oh, I would agree. No,
I love seeing Mel Kiper just look stupid because I can't stand
he's
Mel
been
Kiper.
stupid about a lot.
Like,
Yeah.
if Mel Kiper says something, just assume that the opposite's going to happen. Like, the bro's the. Who's the guy on the crazy guy on CNBC? Jim Cramer.
Yes.
He's the Jim Cramer of football.
Jeez.
Like, whatever he says, just the opposite happens.
Can we see a trade, please?
Robert, we got a comment for you. It's someone. They said maybe the Giants take Smith or Nolan Smith, and then they said Robbie, stop. We need Branch.
Ooh.
And then they told me tell you what they said.
Yeah. So wait for the Giants
I'm
or
assuming. I don't know who this.
yeah, no, for the Jets, I would have loved Brian Branch. No, I totally get that.
Ben Gans. I don't know if you know.
Oh, Gans. Shout out to Gans for no reason at all. Yeah, no, Gans, he's my man's. Gans, you're not wrong. Brian Branch would be a great fit with the Jets. I think you'd fit with a lot of teams because the Jets do need a safety. I agree with you. But with the way it's falling, don't be surprised at the end of the first round that the Jets could possibly make a move because we've seen it before. If there's a player that Joe Douglas likes, he goes out and gets him. You saw with Jermaine Johnson from last year. We went with Will McDonald, who I'm still skeptical about. Why hasn't Minnesota made a pick yet? Why do I feel
They're
terrible?
fielding phone calls whenever you're like sort of
If-
this late in the draft.
If
and
this is
there's-
Kansas City,
they're taking calls right now.
this has.
I assume Joe Shane is one of the guys on that line.
I feel Kansas City would be the same.
Kansas City. Oh,
Kansas City-
Madison on the Chiefs.
KC.
Oh no! The Roger, you can't. You gotta pull it like David Stern was the one who vetoed the Chris Paul to the Lakers trade.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But, the Rogers got to pull a David Stern here and just prevent that from happening. Because the league, you cannot compete with that.
Jordan Addison on the Chiefs. You can. You got a receiver like him with Patrick Mahomes. I mean, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl this year with patchwork receivers.
Kadarius Toney,
Yeah, Kadarius Toney
McCole
on that
Hardman,
team.
McCole Hardman. Who was the other one? Juju, TikTok man himself. Like, what is going on? First of all, why haven't they made a pick yet?
They're fielding calls.
Nolan
They're
Smith.
taking calls.
Next to this would not be Nolan Smith.
They're taking calls, and if they don't have a deal,
I think-
it's going to be made with like 0 seconds on the clock.
I think this could be Brian Brees, defensive tackle from Clemson. They do need interior help a little bit, but this would not be Levis for sure.
Maybe an
but-
interior offensive lineman.
Oh, Cyrus Torrance. Good thinking there as well. Just another one.
Remember, dude, they got in the wild card game, Dexter Lawrence
Yeah.
eating them alive. Even though he didn't get any sacks on Cousins, he was an absolute menace. So maybe interior offensive line is the route you go here if you're Minnesota.
But again, there are so many places that this could go. We're really getting into the wild card section of this draft. I mean, I know this entire draft has been a wild card, but I feel like the mid-20s is where you see teams really start to reach a bit for like need, which I don't hate, but I feel like there's still a lot of value on this board.
You know, you mentioned interior alignment. I think that it doesn't have to be first round, but the Giants need to go interior line because right now we have Shane Lemieux at left guard and Ben Breederson as our center. So I think
Love
we
it.
definitely need to. We don't really have a center.
I would
Guy from
love.
Minnesota.
Oh, I forgot his name. Oh, I know.
John Michael.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. No, it would be hilarious though. At the same time, for Quinnen Williams to eat those two alive. But I think it's
John Michael Schmitz.
that's who I was thinking of. Yeah,
That's who I'd like.
that'll be a good fit for
That's-
them.
I
That'd be a good
would
fit.
Not for. Nah, I want to follow the Giants now.
In the second or third round, steal.
No, maybe first round. I'd take him in the first.
There's another
If-
center.
If there's nobody I really love here,
I'd go with the center. It's not like as Giants fans, you'd agree we wouldn't have a right to complain about taking an offensive
Oh,
lineman.
absolutely not. I mean, we saw it be absolutely horrendous for years. I mean, I still say, Andrew Thomas is probably the best O-lineman in the past decade, like by far. Like, what's the
Yeah,
competition?
well, yeah. There's nobody else.
Like,
The best.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Anyone but a receiver.
why?
Why?
oh, it's all falling apart right in front of my
This
eyes.
probably means corner. Probably.
This has to be corner.
The receivers. They were right there. They're just falling.
They need
They're
it.
just falling right through like sand through my fingertips.
My problem
All
is-
these receivers are falling.
I just don't know.
Oh,
Who's going to be
no.
number one next year? Because you have Hodgins, you have Paris Campbell, you have Wandell Robinson. But who's the number one? I don't really see any of those guys. being the
That's
number
all.
one.
Maybe like a trade or something. I don't know.
I mean,
But
yeah,
there's always some receiver who gets pissed off during the offseason.
You know, there's one name that y'all haven't mentioned for a trade yet.
Hopkins.
What about DeAndre Hopkins?
Too much money.
Yeah.
I forgot y'all don't have cap space. Rip cap space. But
the salary cap is a social concept.
ask New Orleans. New Orleans knows a little bit about
The
that.
Rams.
Oh, yeah, negative. Shout out to the Saints during the offseason having negative 72 million in cap space.
And the team is still, they didn't get tagged for anything.
Yeah, I mean, they have to play like a luxury. Oh, trade. We finally have a trade.
Oh,
Who do we got?
Oh.
Jets, please.
Trading pick.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh!
What took so long?
New York Giants timeless getting
Really?
Okay.
I'm confused why they didn't trade up for
Okay.
Madison.
So here's the thoughts
Or
process
the other
now.
four
All right.
receivers who
So-
got-
Could this be Jalen Hyatt now?
No, I told
Could
about
this be
Jalen
J-
Hyatt
could
in
we-
the first round.
It could be Joey Porter. I'm
Joey
feeling
Porter.
I
Joey-
think it's Joey Porter.
Jumping them
Okay.
for a possible corner? I mean,
okay.
Jacksonville didn't need a corner. That was a possible need for them. Could this be Joey Porter Jr. from Penn State? Great coverage guy, can play both man and zone. I think it would be a home run for the Giants.
Chris and Cameron get hyped. It's go time.
Okay.
It is go time though for the Giants.
What's it gonna be?
But let me talk a little bit about Jordan Addison from going to the Vikings. Now you pair him up with Justin Jefferson? What's not to like? I mean, Minnesota, that's absolutely ridiculous.
That's stupid.
I mean, you pair my boy Jay Jettas with Jordan Addison,
Oh man.
who I thought could have gone. I thought we crashed for a second there.
Oh, come
Who I thought,
Commercial break. Oh, come
Course.
on.
Who I thought-
Of course.
who I thought could have gone to another NFC North team. Remember, I had Jordan Addison going way much higher than this at 15. 10 picks, 9 picks later, he goes to the Vikings. Which now, if you're Green Bay, I would not be surprised if Green Bay trades back up into the first round and goes for like a guy like a Jalen Hyatt. I would not be surprised by that. But right now with the Giants, I think Joey Porter Jr. would be a home run for the
Joey
Giants.
Porter Jr. It has to come on. It's got to be
Has to
Joey
be.
Porter Jr.
Shout out to Vin for saying Will Levis.
Will Levis for no
Well,
reason.
that was just because.
No, just like
And we're not coming, even though we gave him a big contract
Let's-
extension. We're not sure about Danny Dimes.
hey, let's piss off Saquon more and draft the quarterback for no reason at all. That would be one of the most meme-esque moments I've ever seen.
You know, if like Bijan Robinson was still available, I wouldn't be against them. I wouldn't be like super duper against them taking him here.
Well, one, I thought, remember, if you talk about Bijan Robinson, he met with only 2 teams. 2. And it was the Eagles and the Bucks, which is why I had him going at 21, with the Bucks trading down and then moving up again. But
He would have gone to the Eagles.
no, the Eagles are trying to move down for defensive line the whole time. That's what their thought process would be.
But Jalen Carter just fell right to. I mean, Howie Roseman's career is basically just taking advantage of.
Of all the idiots in the NFL. That is Howie Roseman's career. He's just like, oh, this guy's trading this guy. I'm going to call him up. You're trading him for how much? Okay, sure. Darius Slay for a 3rd round pick. Okay, AJ Brown. You're trading him for how much? First round pick? Nothing else? Okay. Okay. Yeah, sure. Sure. Why not?
Yo, well, we want to move over for Jordan Davis, and we'll give you a 1st-round pick, and then we'll move up and then get another 1st-round pick. Hey, yo, Dolphins, we want to move up, please. Oh, you got a 1st-round pick? Cool. That's Howie Roseman. It's amazing. But the Giants pick is in as we are in commercial break. The suspense continues. For context, we have been on screen now, gentlemen.
Robbie, when this pick is announced, I need you to go quiet. I need you to just take this in.
I mean, for reference, this pick, we have gone on for almost 4 hours, and we appreciate all of you guys who have joined us for the 4 hours. I don't think we have anyone from the original stream. But it's been crazy. It's been awesome to have everyone join us. Once again, shout out to WIUR and everyone who helped make this possible. Cam, the president, and all of the people on the e-board. Really appreciate you guys helping making this possible. Because remember, for context, I proposed this idea back in late February. And this has been in the works for a very long time. And I'm so happy and pleased that it's been, for us, as viewers, analysts, whatever you want to call us today, maniacs, who knows?
We're nuts.
We have lost our minds this entire 1st round, but maniacs have been able to characterize some GMs today.
Yes.
But oh my God, you've got to be kidding!
Of course.
Oh,
Colin.
Okay, no, we're
Okay.
Oh, we're good.
Turn it up.
Turn up.
Turn it up.
Sorry about.
Is it? You rate it? Third round pick?
Third round, fifth round.
That's a lot.
Fifth round, and seventh round.
Third was it fifth?
Not third round.
Fifth round?
and seventh.
Okay, so for context,
Fifth set of Giants have a lot of day 3.
so here's the for context that is less than what the Eagles moved up one pick for.
Oh, look at Dable on the phone.
Dable's locked in.
He's locked in. Oh boy.
We've been scared all day. The Jets were scared, and we kind of screwed up. I'm gonna say we didn't screw up because I want to have optimism for once.
License plate guy, there it is.
Dog.
There's LPG.
That's another big thing. Dallas. I really had them taking linebacker because I didn't expect.
I swear, if Dallas takes another tight end, he's gonna kill us for 10 years.
All right.
Why not?
Another Jason Witten.
No, they're gonna get.
Okay. Pick some. Roger, come on.
Let's go.
Oh, God.
But with the Cowboys,
I don't care about what you have to say, Mel Kiper. I don't.
we should. This guy should do a commentary on Wednesday, or I just a video idea about why Mel Kiper is bad at his job. That's a commentary.
Mel Kiper. Oh, don't get. I don't care about what these guys on the desk have to say. But NFL Network's desk is so much better on draft night.
We should have. Yeah, Colin, it's not you, bro. I'm kidding. Colin's laptop.
Colin's laptop is the reason why we're able to do this today. But
Soldier tonight.
I mean, I almost sold on your boy.
You got Rich Eisen, Kurt Warner, Michael Irvin.
Rich Eisen just pisses me off a little bit. But here we go. Enough about being pissed off at analysts.
Roger. Okay, come on, dude.
It is almost time for the 24th pick.
Okay, hot.
The Jacksonville Jaguars have traded the 24th pick to the New York Giants. With the 24th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Deontay Banks.
Okay, so they go with the opposite angle.
Okay, it's not Porter. It's not Porter, but maybe they like Banks more. Now, granted, you needed a corner. You needed a number 2 corner. I know Porter has
Trading up though.
That's the thing though, because like I would imagine that Jacksonville would have taken Porter over Banks. I can't picture them taking.
You want to talk about a dude who's explosive? This is your guy.
I'm not mad.
Hops.
I'm
not mad about the thing. It's just I would have liked Porter.
I think it's more of a scheme fit possibly because I know Porter played a lot of zone.
That is true. Wink Warrendale likes more man, so maybe that's the mentality.
Well,
Lockdown.
I'm not really gonna be super. I'm gonna wait and see on this one.
That's like
Again, it's not like it wouldn't jump
Another
out
trade?
to me.
Again? What? What? Jets, please. Please.
The Bills.
Damn it. Well, I know where they're going.
So,
This is a wide receiver.
Chris, want to get your take?
God damn it.
I mean, yeah, as you guys mentioned, they needed a corner. Joey Porter Jr. I probably would have.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Buffalo's going corner. No.
Yeah.
No.
Um,
Where the Patriots take him? I like this pick though. You want a guy who's explosive? I mean, who has a quick
a lot of man coverage. Too.
and has a better quick first step though. Deontay Banks was your guy the whole time.
Jacksonville traded back twice, traded down twice. I mean, I would imagine they weren't.
Unless Buffalo was trying to fight them forward, unless Buffalo wanted Banks more, they were trying to beat out Buffalo. Which could be a possibility.
So that means this could be. We're going to commercial again.
I mean,
No, we're keeping cool. Want to stay with us the rest of the way? If you want to.
I mean, I'm here. Why?
Yeah.
Why not?
We got the dog there for the rest of the night.
There's so much to discuss.
So for context, we're what are we at? 26.
okay, so we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 6 more picks.
We have 6 picks left. Possibly, who knows how long this can take. All I know is my sleep schedule tomorrow is going to be a disaster. But at least
I only have a 10 a.m. tomorrow.
At least shout out to me not having a 10 a.m. class tomorrow. Shout out to I do have a class at 11, but for context, I still have to do like a reading for tomorrow, which is nice. But I'll do that in the morning. Because know why? Because we have this to watch. We still have more chaos to unfold.
Well, you weren't gonna sleep tonight, regardless.
Oh yeah.
But I'm in a glowing mood tonight, regardless, because the Devils like just bludgeoned the New York Rangers for 60 minutes.
4-0.
The 4-0, just abs like every metric on earth said that the Devils absolutely dominated that game. So even if the Giants like reached for a 4th round guy here, I'd be like, whatever.
Devils, but like I don't know if you guys are like that in hockey or if you're Ranger fans or anything. If you're
I don't watch hockey at all, but if I had to pick a team, I would pick the Devils.
okay, you say you're a Ranger fan. Name me like 6 players on their team.
Well, I could probably. All right, Truba, just there again. Panarin, now Tarasenko and Kane and Kreider.
I can keep it rolling.
Fox.
We got Zibanejad.
Fox, Zibanejad, Lindgren.
Okay, you know Adam Lindgren. Okay, but you're valid.
I mean, I'm not even a huge fan. I guess I'm Yankees are my team.
Yankees are too. I'm a big Yankee guy too.
Diehard Yankee fan. They won today.
I have to be rivals to all you guys.
Like, what even happened with the Yankee game today? I haven't been paying attention.
Judge was taken out of the game, but it's
Are
not
you?
a huge deal apparently.
They always say
Apparently,
it's not a
the
huge deal.
Test became back negative.
They always say it's not a huge deal with Judge. Oh no.
Yeah, you're right. I believe it was because of the slide. Because of the slide yesterday, I believe there's an issue with his wrist. They took him out of the game.
Oh, no.
He's probably going to be out of the game tomorrow. But apparently it's day to day as far as we're concerned.
Day to day. They always say day to day. And it spirals
Gleyber
out of
Torres hit a
control.
home run. So did DJ LeMahieu. And
Yeah.
Garrett Cole pitched very well. They faced the former Yankee great Andrew Heaney.
The Heen Dog.
Dog.
By the way, while the NBA ads going on, just a question for this.
Oh wait, but the Yankees won today.
Yeah, the Yankees do. The Mets won today, I believe, as well.
Did they?
Lowell, I think they did.
You went deep. What? Okay.
Okay, wait. So hold on a second. We've gotten 25 picks, and the dude who's projected 5th or 6th is not gone yet. What is going on?
First round. If Levis falls out of the first
There's
round.
no
Yeah,
way.
going back the next day.
Pack watch.
That would be hilarious.
I have been on pack watch for Will Levis all night. This is awesome.
Now,
Bro puts mayonnaise in his coffee. He threw
Where did
20
you see
touchdowns.
that?
He did
Where
not
did that story
deserve.
come from?
I don't know.
There's literally videos of it. He literally has done it like in interviews. He's done videos like with I think it was University of Kentucky, where he's like, I put mayonnaise in my coffee. Okay, first I'm not much of a coffee guy. Anyways. I mean, like I'll have the occasional Starbucks. Final season coming up. I'm gonna need to be hopped up on some of that. But like even mayonnaise. Like I get wanting to put creamer in your coffee, but that's not just a bit much. That's not just like a tinge much. That's way too much.
So as we head towards the end of round 1, I mean, there's a lot of. Yeah, you can turn it down a little bit, Chris, if you wanted to. So right now,
Actually, we check the battery on it. Make sure we get
if you are, as they're checking the battery on the on the laptop that we were.
54%.
What?
Yeah.
Not.
Shout out to the Chromebook.
My laptop is worse battery life than that. We should have asked the, that actually would have been kind of funny. But right now we're at 26. We have the Bills and Sean McDermott making their pick. Well, there's multiple angles they can go here. Do the Bills go receiver? Do they go Joey Porter? Can they go linebacker if they wanted to?
Porter.
Has to be.
Joey Porter.
Could this be Miles? Could this be Miles Murphy? Could this be Miles Murphy?
And if it's not Porter, I don't know why the Giants didn't do that trade up. But let's say.
But
Let's
there's
hear it.
got to be something about Porter.
That'll never make sense to me.
With the 25th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select Dalton Kincaid.
What?
Whoa!
A tight end?
That's bold. That is.
You Dustin Knox! What is going on? Why? I'll take it because I don't want to. I mean, I don't want to.
Again, dude, there's got to be something with Porter. There
Has to be something with Porter.
Has to be. There's got to be a reason that he's.
Falling just off a cliff in this draft. There has to be something like injury issues. I don't know. man.
Oh, now I know why they did it. They wanted
Wanted to jump Dallas.
Okay, never mind. I'm done. Michael Meyer.
No, they're not. Samson from Arkansas has to be this pick. They need a better middle linebacker than Van Der Esch. So why not get a better Van Der Esch?
I want the Cowboys to just absolutely
Can they take like?
I
Oh,
want them to do horrible.
can they take a running back? As a joke, please. He is a glorified. He's a Kyle Pitts-esque type of player. That's why I thought. On the.
Giants?
That's why I was saying Giants in the first place. But
But again, we already have Darren Waller.
I don't want to face this dude twice a year. No. Damn it. Whatever. All right. So Buffalo gets Dalton Kincaid, who I thought was going to go to the Lions. What's good, bro?
It's our Super Smash Brothers captain.
Yeah.
Daniel Smith.
By the way, last night was weird as hell with the tournament.
With the Mario. Oh my god, that was so fun.
I think that's a whole nother story to get talked about.
There's a whole other show to be had.
Oh my god! I think we can tell you personally because we were at this Mario Kart event yesterday. This dude finished in second. Shout out to this guy finishing in second place. That was just like that deserves a whole nother episode if we get a chance to do that. But I think we're all getting kind of tired. But guess who's not tired yet? GMs, because the Dallas Cowboys are on the clock.
They're taking their time with this.
I mean, they kind of need
They're
to.
fielding phone calls. Got to assume they're
Yeah.
taking calls.
I mean, do they need a corner?
That's my
Could they
assumption.
duo up Porter and Diggs? Who's the best player available left? Levis? Not Diggs. Someone thought these tight ends can go in the top 10, which I thought was ludicrous. Well, some guy from Fox I thought so of that. But by the way, thank you all for having watching the streams once again. I mean, this has been. I mean, my voice is almost dead, and I mean, us three have been here for 4 hours, and Woolie's been here for a good amount of time now. We wait the 27th selection, 27th pick. Is that where we're at, Chris? 27th pick. In the NFL draft, 4 hours. Five picks to go, right? Yep. 5 picks remaining. We've been here for 26 picks in these chairs. I don't know if they go tight end now.
I mean, I saw.
I'm sorry. I just want to say the Dallas Cowboys war room looks exactly like the round table on the Death Star from A New Hope.
Oh wow, good reference by the way. But
I can always pull a. I can pull a Star Wars reference.
Oh my god, I can only imagine
with the Dallas Cowboys.
I mean, I remember the 2020 draft, like everyone was like doing the drafts for them. I feel like this is a kind of funny reference because you talk about like the Death Star. But my man was on a yacht. Cliff Kingsbury's house is like $30 million. I mean, he's.
And Belichick just had his dog there.
Yeah, that was
Anyone
great.
remember Dave Gettleman's setup?
Oh my god, didn't he have a mask in his room by himself?
Yeah, and he had like a little computer.
Yo,
he just like recovered from.
Yeah, I forgot about that, but everyone was confused about that.
Dave Gettleman didn't handcuff us.
Remember
we got Thomas and McKinney. Like
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Sure.
know who botched that pick? I mean, that's like another botched draft by Vegas because none of those players are in the NFL anymore. I think one might be in prison. So shout out to apologies to Henry Ruggs and Damon Arnett. And apologies to people who liked Henry Ruggs and Damon Arnett, even though
apologies to Raiders fans.
Yeah, that's what it should really. I mean, Damon Arnett. I mean, I thought they were gonna take Kayvon Chason, and Kayvon Chason hasn't been bad. I think they would have rather Kayvon Chason. Jason Witten though for Michael Myers bold. They both can block though. But wouldn't they rather a more pass catching one because Schultz didn't block very much? I don't get it. Watch him take Washington from Georgia. Can you pass my phone? Unplug it. Thanks, brother.
Oh, look, Tom Grossi just tweeted, Cowboys looking like they're about to destroy Alderaan with the...
That's funny.
I made the reference first.
Yeah, sorry,
I
Grossi.
made the reference on my show
Yep.
first.
He
Our show.
Our show, yeah.
Again, dude, look at that.
It looks like
Jerry Jones looks like he's about to dissolve the Imperial Senate.
oh my god. All right, so they've made a pick. Who will it be?
Feeling Mayer. Michael Mayer.
I don't know.
I think that's why Buffalo would trade out because they had a feeling Dallas.
Yeah.
I mean, Nolan Smith is still here.
Nolan Smith is still there. That could be the other pick I was thinking. Or Drew Sampson.
If it's Michael Mayer, I'm somehow gonna find a way to flip this table because another Cowboys tight end
Now,
who's gonna torment me
now,
like through my 20s.
now, what's interesting is there's still another tight end that you could talk about, and the Bengals. Don't forget about them. They might need a tight end as well because they tried throwing with Hayden Hurst. It hasn't been great. Why not go for a real pass catching option, Darnell Washington, Georgia? I mean, we saw this dude hurdle people and run over people. Granted, it was against Missouri, and against some other not good SEC opponents. But he's been able to run, truck, hurdle. You can do it all. Why wouldn't you want to do that if you are the Cincinnati Bengals later on? I mean, maybe they go interior offensive line. It's an interesting pick. Remember, the picks still having to be remain tonight with the Cowboys, Jacksonville, Cincinnati, the Saints, the Eagles, and the Chiefs are still remaining. We're about to head to the Cowboys pick, but we're not even close, I feel like, to being done yet. Yeah, the energy. Someone texted me. Yeah, the energy. I mean, we're trying to keep the energy, guys. I mean, it's been 4 hours. It's been long. And I don't think any of us have really done this before.
Not for this long.
Not for this long.
So, yeah, after Buffalo, we're down to Bengals, Saints, Eagles, and Chiefs. So if Levis is going to come, it's going to be a team trading for that pick. So either that or he's falling to the second.
All right, here we go. Who? So they went with the Michigan pick. All right, well, they messed it up. GG's to them. So they went reach.
This guy's gonna kill us.
Yeah.
This guy's gonna kill us. Who am I kidding?
Daniel Jones.
You will find a way. Let's look a little bit about Mozzie Smith. I didn't have him go in the first round. I don't think anyone had him go in the first round. Let's look at some of his things. I mean, he's an interior defensive tackle. I mean, he played in Michigan, so you kind of got to know what you're doing. But he's more of a run stopper from what I remember from the games that I watched. I mean, he can pass rush a little bit. There you go. Steps up a little bit. There you go. Forcing a fumble. Bang. Watch Jacksonville trade down again.
That'd be smart for them. No, if there's again Joey Porter.
Yeah.
Joey Porter is literally.
They must know something we don't.
Right there. Although, again, what does the NFL know today? What do they know today? Like, honestly, what could they, like, I mean, I get that these guys have, like, internal, like, people. These people get paid, like, 6 figures a year, in some cases 7 figures a year to do this. But with some of these picks, it's just mind-boggling to me.
My man's typing in the chat again, guys. What's Gan saying in the chat? Are you talking about best available with the pick for? Oh, I know what you're talking about. What? Oh yeah, so like with the Bills pick, the Bills didn't need a tight end. They needed a wide receiver because they might trade Diggs. Like,
Reacting to that last pick, called the W pick.
I think it's an L. I'm gonna call it an N.
There's no amazing pick.
I think it's an N. Chat. It's an N pick for me because I'm skeptical about one. Why would the Cowboys go with defensive tackle when they didn't really need to? But it's an odd one because Michael Mayer, who I'm not a big fan of either. No, I'm hating on the. I'm hating because they didn't make. There are better players than the guy from Michigan. I did see a Michigan player ranked in the top 50 through ESPN, like top 46. I don't remember what it was. It's not hating. It's just using the facts that I have. But besides that, we do have another pick in from Jacksonville. By the way, it's not hatred. I don't hate. I haven't hated a pick since for the people.
Burger King commercial.
Is that the first one we've seen?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Have it your way.
You rule.
Should we? Yo,
Whoever the marketing director at Burger King is,
should we?
whoever came up with.
Yo, I'm making that a clip. Fuck, screw it. Screw it. That's a clip.
I love how we just like got silent just to listen to that. Like, what did they come up with this time?
Oh,
I
but
wonder how much that singer is.
On-
getting paid.
by the way, for those who follow the Instagram, I'm not making the clips tonight for how long this draft is taking. So you'll probably see the post around noon tomorrow because of the class schedule that I have. So unfortunately, you won't be getting a post tonight as usual due to the timing of how long this draft is taking and how long we've all been able. I mean, we have been able to witness an incredible draft with some of the most confusing picks I've ever seen, and some of the greatest value moves, and whatever Detroit was doing with their first
While we're
pick.
still here, Cameron, what do you think about the beginning of the draft? The picks you saw.
Yeah.
You saw the Texans trade up for Will Anderson to pair with C.J. Stroud.
I mean, the Texans, and this is saying a lot about the rest of the league, but the Texans actually have one of the more savvy first rounds because it was bold. And I like when teams get bold for good players. And CJ Stroud, again, Ohio State quarterback, got to be weary of that. And I don't think the Texans have that much of a support system available to nurture a young quarterback. But I will say I do respect the boldness of going out and grabbing Will Anderson, the pick after, and trading. I hadn't seen the return yet, but the boldness to go and jump up, probably pay a king's ransom for a guy who arguably was the best player in the draft is definitely a good move. As for the first overall pick, Bryce Young, I've been banging the hypothetical table on this guy for the last couple of years. I think he's going to be very good at this level. He has just about everything you want in a quarterback other than like size, but he's mobile, he's smart, he throws a good ball, he's a good decision maker. As for Anthony Richardson, again with the Colts, I think that's a great pick. Again, number 4 might be a bit high for the overall player he is, but I do really like Anthony Richardson as a talent. Unlike Will Levis, his subpar passing stats were able to be made up for by just unique, even in today's game, just a unique running ability. As for the rest of the league, I have no clue what they're doing. Genuinely, I have no clue. I mean, the smart teams, I guess the quote-unquote smart teams are the teams that are like, oh, this guy who should have gone 10 picks ago fell here. Like with the Eagles, as much as I hate to say, the Eagles drafting Jalen Carter at number 9, who is going to be a problem for the next 15 years.
Outside of drafting Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson, can you really find a blemish on Howie Roseman's record? I mean, the guy just, I hate him. I do, because, I mean, the guy just, he's
a
doing
genius.
This for years, but he's one of the, I think you have to say, he's maybe the best GM in football.
I wish they listened to Eagles fans in 2021 and chuck this guy to the curb. Okay, next pick.
So they want tackle. Okay. So with the recent news of Cam Robinson, they go to a guy who I thought may have just fallen out of the first round, if you remember from my draft stream, but from my mock draft stream, but Anton Harrison out of Oklahoma, he did have a basketball background. I do remember that. But this guy I think he's one of the more underrated offensive tackles in the draft. Let's take a look at him out of Oklahoma. Oklahoma not really prone to bringing in a lot of offensive tackles. Why not bring in one who played left tackle? Cam Robinson's just possibly in some trouble with the league. I mean, he's able to stake it down on that blind side. I think this is a good pick for the Jaguars. Right? I mean, I remember I had him at just missing the first round, early second round valuation for me. So I think this is a good pick by Jacksonville. I mean, they moved down twice, got picks in the future and then they were able to get a guy like Anton Harrison. So I feel like this is a good pick, a solid one. Now we go to the Bengals. I think this could be another offensive lineman. I think this could be O'Cyrus Torrence from Florida. They need that inside interior line help. I think this could be O'Cyrus Torrence. I like this could be, once again, Joey Porter could be picked here. Cam Smith from South Carolina, I feel like could be a pick here. I think there's 5 or 6 players who I think can go at this selection. As they have me, the pick is in already.
Michael Mayer.
This could be Michael Mayer or Darnell Washington.
Michael Mayer.
I think it's Meyer.
No,
So that's what it was.
I do like Osiris Torrance because Joe Burrow, even with them improving the line, was still sacked 41 times last year.
And the interior line.
Joe Burrow's just going to be sacked 40 times a year, like for his entire career. Just for
By the way, someone asked me, can Will McDonald play linebacker? Maybe this is why the Jets took him. The safer pick at outside linebacker to replace Quan Alexander. Now, granted, I thought they would go at Branch originally and then sign someone in free agency for a low cap hit. Unfortunately, they didn't go that route. I think Will McDonald does go with the needed outside linebacker to pair with Quincy Williams on the outside with CJ in the middle. So now looking at it, I mean, really finding a way to evaluate this pick, I'm not that mad about it anymore. I wasn't mad at it in the beginning because I thought he could play the outside linebacker to begin with, which is why I thought he would be decent for us. But I had him as an early second-round pick, so that's the only part I didn't like. But I still think it's a decent move for the Jets. They feel a need. It's 1 down. Now, what are they going to do about – I think they still have 2 or 3 more needs that they can fill in this draft, and just probably draft some random wide receiver that can be Braxton Berrios. There will be someone that the Jets do like. Now, who will trade into the first round again? Someone has to.
But someone has to. I mean, but there's
Where are the trades been?
Like, I mean, we just went through the Jaguars trading back 3 separate times.
Twice.
That's such a job by their GM. Is Trent Baalke still their GM?
I thought Trent Baalke. I hate Trent Baalke. Always have. Because I feel like the guy doesn't know what he's doing. That is the best job I've ever seen Trent Baalke do. Ever. I still think
Just the trades alone.
Yeah, finding a way to do it. Now let's see what the Bengals do. Are they going to go tight end here? Or they go offensive line?
I'm thinking it's Meyer.
With the 28th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Miles Murphy.
Oh, they go edge? They go edge. Okay. I don't hate. If you're a Bengals fan, you should not hate this. Miles Murphy, some had originally in the top 15 at the beginning of the college football season, slipped a little bit because of how many players were rising. But right now, Miles Murphy, I feel like, is a good, solid edge threat. And let's look at some film of Miles Murphy coming out of Clemson. Haven't been able to develop defensive ends very well as of late. But he's a big. Yeah. I mean, coming off the edge.
Look at that burst. That's what you need in the NFL.
And now I thought this would be
that speed.
I thought that was what the Saints would have done. But I think this could be another Clemson player coming out. Brian Brees, a defensive tackle.
Also, where's Brian Branch?
Brian
I
Branch.
think Philadelphia gets him.
I
swear to God.
They lost.
God Almighty.
Can we trade with the
If
Eagles?
Philadelphia Eagles leave this draft with Jalen Carter and Brian Branch, I am giving up on the
There's
NFL.
not a lot.
I am giving up.
There's not.
I mean,
a lot
that's hyperbole. I'm still going to watch football for the rest of my life. But I am very much going to be. I am going to be convinced that there's some cahoots going on because there is no way that you make it to the Super Bowl last year and barely lose by 3 points and still end up with 2 arguable top 10 players in the draft.
Because, like, I mean, they have no real holes in this roster.
They have no holes. They're just getting the best player available every
And
single
the
spot.
only player they lost was C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
Which is why I think they go. I mean, I think
Did they lose Javon Hargrave?
I don't
Yeah,
think.
but then again, you just get Jalen Carter.
Yeah, Jalen Carter.
So here's what I think, though. I think they may go corner, not safety. I think Cam Smith or Joey Porter could be that pick at 30. But right now, I believe we have 3 picks remaining.
Saints, Eagles, Chiefs.
Who wants to move into the first round? I would love the Jets to do it.
Will Levis?
Anyone want Will Levis?
Oh,
Wait a minute.
Oh,
No, they have Derek Carr on that contract. If they didn't sign Derek Carr, I don't know, guys. I don't know,
It
Chet.
would be a Saints typical confusing Saints move.
No, they're gonna draft some Reeds D tackle that no one's heard of, or like an offensive lineman no
This
one's
is where
heard
you
of.
get all the who in this draft. This
Yeah.
is the late 20s.
But regardless, I've enjoyed the chaos. Now,
Well,
despite how
this has been awesome. But I love when like I can trust the guys in my team's room now. Just like navigate through it and just sort of not overthinking. Like, take a guy who will do all for you, which I think Deonte Banks is going to do a solid job as a corner for the New York Football Giants. He's a scheme fit. But just to have a war room that I can trust, or that we can trust as Giants fans, a war room who we can trust, and we can just kick back, relax, and just laugh at everybody else. Touch the mic, but just kick back, relax, and laugh at everybody else.
We just picture where we were over a year ago. I remember when we thought we thought that Joe Judge was going to stay until the last 2 games of the season before it made an absolute.
We thought but Steve Tisch was the reason that Joe Judge got fired.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. I mean,
if Brian Daboll wins a Super Bowl, or if this Giants brass wins a Super Bowl, we have Steve Tisch to give credit to.
Yeah, and Tisch.
Executive producer of Forrest Gump, by the way, Steve Tisch. He has an Oscar. He has an Oscar. Yeah, I remember I watched Forrest Gump for the first time, and with my dad, and the opening credits, executive producer Steve Tisch, and I'm like, wait, that Steve Tisch? He's like, yeah, it's Steve Tisch. I mean, NYU, the film school is called NYU Tisch.
Well, I know.
The Giants family is very involved in Hollywood. But you got Kate Mara, Rooney Mara, but you got Oscar-winning actresses. You got around the same amount of Oscars as you do Super Bowl rings on the Giants. So, in that family. Also, they're all intermarried with the Rooneys.
So right now, we have the Saints, who still haven't made a pick yet. Are we ready for the Saints to make a trade? I think everyone wants the Saints to make a trade, but I know a lot of people may be falling asleep, but basically because of the timing of this draft and where we're at in the draft.
Coming up on midnight.
Yeah.
It's 11:30.
Love it.
I don't know about coming up on midnight, but
I mean,
by the way, fun fact about the Myles Murphy pick. Myles Murphy is the first defensive lineman that the Bengals have drafted in the first round in over 2 decades. Now, that is an interesting one. I thought they would have been smarter about it, but let's see. Where are we at? I bet Kansas City is still going. Okay, there's the pick is in. 3 picks remain. Saints, Eagles, Kansas City. It has been chaos. We've had so much fun with it, and it's been, of course, a pleasure to be with you guys for the whole while. God.
This is so much.
I mean, you remember our reactions. By the way, we're making, of course, our Instagram post from it. It won't be from tonight, but some of the reactions we've had. I remember my favorite one so far was with. I mean, we've had a lot of fun ones with you, but one of the most notable ones we've had, and a lot of people were able to watch, that one where the Texans moved up to 3. We were all going crazy.
And also when the Jets picked 2 as well, that was also a big.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
The Giants pick was sort of we had an anticlimactic reaction because
so was mine.
We were all expecting Joey Porter.
We
were blindsided. We were like, okay. I feel like as a fan base, we get too attached to one position or one player.
Yeah, because
I saw this tweet on my timeline. It's sort of like Dave Gettleman.
That's how I felt about Devontae Smith. I was devastated.
I was so dead set on getting Devontae Smith. We would have gotten him too.
Mm-hmm.
We would have gotten him.
Last year was the first ever time I wanted Thibodeau O'Neal.
I wanted Thibodeau O'Neal. Yeah.
I mean, last year I got my 2 wants as well. Well, and then Jermaine Johnson. But I mean, I wanted Sauce because we got the sauce. We got that flair, that New York-esque flair that the Jets needed, especially on defense. That was nice.
The Sauce is something else. I mean,
dog. But
already the best corner in the league. All right.
Saints. All right. What are we doing? Brian Brees. Defensive tackle. There you. That's not how you say it. That's not how you say it. Okay.
You called it.
So Brian Brees.
Brian Branch is going to the Eagles.
Who a lot of people had, once again, in the top 15 back at the beginning of the year, an interior presence who I had in my mock draft. I think this is the first pick I've gotten actually right because of the team. But I don't know if that's sad, good, I don't know. But I think what I've learned today is that the mock drafts are just as good as the bottom of my shoe. But at the end of the day, Brian Brees, let's talk about Brian Brees from Clemson. Interior threat. And the Saints kind of needed this. I mean, there you go. He did. I remember him coming off a major injury, but he's more of a run stopper. And the Saints were not able to stop the run very well last season. I mean, he is quick, runs, I believe it was sub 5. So it's a good pick. Saints get their scheme fit defensive tackle. Didn't have to do anything to get him. This is a good pick. And they've made some confusing picks in the past, the Saints. This is a good pick for them.
Back to the Bengals pick, Schefter just tweeted that Miles Murray's the first defensive lineman Bengals have drafted in the first round since 2001.
I mean, it's been 2 decades for them, and like I mentioned earlier. So, I mean, this is a good pick for them. I wonder.
Oh, yeah, the Eagles are on the clock.
It's all over.
It's going to be Branch. The Eagles are going to get.
Can we trade up with the Eagles?
Eagles are going to. Can somebody put? No. Harry Roseman's too smart.
Yeah, no, he's not gonna do that. What do you think Kansas City does?
That's great.
Hyatt.
We enjoyed a couple of years without Malcolm Jenkins. Then we went from Brian Dawkins to Malcolm Jenkins. We had a couple of years off. Of the Eagles having ridiculous safeties.
Then C.J. Gardner-Johnson last year.
Like although C.J. Gardner-Johnson wasn't like amazing, but he was still really good. And now Brian Branch is going to be an Eagle, and but I hate the NFL. I hate the 31 other GMs and not just 30 other GMs in this league. I hate the 30 other GMs in this league.
Joe Douglas knows what he's doing.
No, I hate the 30 other GMs in this league who allowed the Philadelphia Eagles to get the best value out of any team in this draft.
And not to mention, they're going to be pairing him with Darius Slay and, of course,
James Bradberry. Brilliant. James Bradberry kind of lost them the Super Bowl with that.
He had a good year.
He had a great year.
He was a good Giant.
Yeah, he was. It was a cap casualty with him.
It's funny to see how Will Levis, I feel that
Mayonnaise Man is still in the draft room. He is this year's Malik Willis. I'm convinced.
Yeah, he's this year's Malik.
He is the Malik.
Well, was Malik projected
again? Yeah.
I've seen so many headlines.
Like top 15.
Will Levis, he's going to go top 5. Oh, Houston. Oh, Carolina. Everyone. Will Levis was the ultimate smokescreen guy this year.
Yeah.
Like Will Levis, nobody knew where he was going to go.
I mean, there could be a chance we hear Hendon Hooker before we hear Will Levis at this point.
Could we see a trade at 31? Probably not. Thanks, Booger.
Remember when he used to be calling the games on Monday Night Football?
That was actually, I kind of liked him.
Oh, yeah, they had him.
Yeah. Oh, my God, I remember that.
It was so bad. Monday Night Football, I will say, as much as we like to rip on Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, that is a way better booth than what
they were throwing.
Everyone sleeps on Joe Buck. I'm sorry, everyone has slept on him for years. He's a better baseball guy than he is a football guy, but
yeah, I agree.
I was big on him up until obviously he didn't do well in the playoffs last year, but I always was a big Al Michaels guy. But obviously, I don't think he really has it anymore. We saw that Jaguars Chargers game, he didn't have a lot of energy. But,
Al Michaels. I mean, Al Michaels did the miracle on ice. That's how long he's been doing this. That's how long he's been a sports broadcaster. He doesn't care.
Chris could talk about this a little bit too. Remember Bob Costas for the Yankees last postseason?
Oh God. Oh brother. He was so washed. So watched. I was initially excited. I was like, sweet, we're getting Bob Costas for 5 games. But all he did was talk about, the Yankees. He kept making passive aggressive jabs at the Yankees for like, they know how to hit home runs when he's really trying to say like, oh, they strike out too much. Like whenever like a guy like him or John Smoltz says, the Yankees, we know they can hit home runs. We know they can hit from power. We know what they're really saying. Like that is the one thing with the Yankees team construction that I don't have a problem with. Is they're prioritizing home run power, which is what wins. Like it's what wins. It's what wins championships. No, the data backs it up.
I think it's really just the lack of maybe those table setters, because like I think it's fine having your judge just and the guys to strike out, but hit big home runs. But
no, it's just guys who get on base and can hit for power. Having guys like DJ LeMahieu.
Why are the Eagles taking so long?
Dude, it's a no-brainer. Brian Branch.
It's 11:40 at night. I mean, that's
I'm trying to talk. I'm trying to talk with my friends. Or yo, who's in the window? Who's in the window? Is that my boy Ryan?
I don't think so.
No.
So everyone thinks they're going to go Branch. What if I throw y'all a curveball? What if they go corner?
Harrison.
No, no.
What?
Yeah, I forgot the Harrison LaFenza upstairs. I think. Right?
I don't know.
He was saying he was basically. I think he was
Who
basically
this
saying we're
man?
doing a good job.
I mean, remember they drafted Jalen Carter. What if they go Cam Smith or Joe from defensive back from South Carolina? Go corner.
No, they're going.
Oh, he's went. Oh, that's actually kind of fire handshake. Not actually, that's better than just like a regular dab.
He's gonna be so good. He has a good handshake. He's doing everything so well. I hate it.
He doesn't even need to do much too. You could just have Fletcher Cox. You could have Brandon Graham. Just send
Fletcher
it for
Cox is
him.
coming off the bench
Yeah.
on that team. You're gonna have one of Fletcher Cox, Jordan Davis, or Jalen Carter coming off the bench on that team. No, not starting. Bench.
Let me tell you, I'm very excited to see Ben Breederson go up against
Ben
Shane
Bredesen
Moe.
going. John Michael Schmitz has to be the Giants pick in the second round. Either him or a receiver. Him or Jalen Hyatt. Or Josh Downs.
I miss Nick
Josh
Gates.
Downs would be
That was
interesting
my guy.
for sure. There's another one, Mingo from Ole Miss. He's like a bigger Josh Downs. Josh Downs is kind of small.
I mean, those are the receivers that Jones works well with.
Yeah.
Like kind of undersized, but can get separation.
Yeah. I mean, Mingo's it's just around 6 foot.
They
So
already have a size guy in Hodgins.
that's true. Why when that's why I thought Quentin Johnson would be better, because why not get a better Isaiah Hodgins? I cannot believe I want to say a better Isaiah. I had to say a better Isaiah Hodgins today. I never thought I would say that in my life.
Isaiah, respect Isaiah Hodgins.
I know.
Respect him.
I mean, he was our number one wide receiver, and we won a playoff game with him as number
Well,
one
but
wide
it's no
receiver.
coincidence that the Giants started playing better when he started,
Yeah.
like playing more and more.
I mean,
snaps.
that's-
Are we going to make this pick?
Come on, dude! What just ripped my heart out already?
Brian Branch.
Brian Branch is gonna be Brian Branch.
They compared Joey Porter with Slayton Bradbury.
Oh wait, it's gonna be Joey Porter or Brian Branch. One of those guys. No, hit me with the, oh great. You gotta have
Who the heck is that
special
guy?
guest.
Dude,
Why?
Why, dude? Perfect.
Why that? They should have the Cowboys pick.
They're Cowboys fans.
Whoa!
And that's and Donna
Wait
Kelce,
a
that's so
minute.
random.
Wait a minute.
Cowboys fans are angry.
I just saw the pick. You guys just got saved.
Oh, great. What, Dove Kleineman spoiled it for you? Stop doing an interview! Stop doing an interview. We don't care. Show us the pick.
For context, we don't want to hear Dude Perfect. So
I haven't watched a Dude Perfect video since I was like 10 years old.
by the way, for best available players, you have Will Levis. Of course, it has to be one for a lot of people. But you have Nolan Smith. Where do they go? Edge with Nolan Smith.
What are they doing right now? They flipping something?
I don't know what's going.
Dude, stop with the antics. I want to.
All right, so
I want to talk to my Devils fan friends.
I think we're all tired.
Rip my heart out, dude.
Well,
It's the pick.
can this be Nolan Smith?
Care.
Will this be Nolan Smith?
You already saw the pick. It's Nolan Smith.
No, I actually didn't see it was Nolan Smith. Well, I looked at the ranking. I actually didn't look at the pick. I looked at the ranking.
Oh, great! Another edge rusher to
Just what they
it's
needed.
not
Weird
bad.
pick. Weird pick.
You know what? That's great. Just have more first-round caliber defensive linemen just coming off the bench.
Now, hold on. Wait a minute. I think I know why they did it. They're both Georgia players, and they play next to each other.
Oh, so they already got the chemistry. Oh.
Oh, great!
Hold on. Wait a minute. That could be a problem. But not much of a problem as the last pick of the first round, because you know what? The Dolphins didn't deserve a first-round pick anyway. But let's look at Nolan Smith, who I had going at 22. Nolan Smith, he's more of an edge than a linebacker. I mean, you can put him in multiple spots. Just get through. There you go. Yep, there's the spurt, there's the speed. Yep.
He's gonna be so good. He's gonna
Only
be
thing that can
good.
hold him back is he's coming off a major injury.
He's gonna be good. No.
But Georgia fans really like this guy. So it's the second or third Georgia player taken. So
I hate how good this guy's gonna be.
Jalen Carter and Jordan Smith,
Off
Nolan Smith,
the
coming on now on the same team.
off the bench.
It's unreal.
Off the bench.
But we have one pick left in the first round.
We have one pick up.
And it's the Chiefs.
Brian Branch falls out the first round.
That would be. I mean, we've seen big safety names have come off the board in the first round. Some of them have not panned out, but some have fit very well. Kansas City, I feel like, has to go Jalen Hyatt here with their upcoming pick. I mean, could they go Jalen Hyatt? I mean, I feel like that'd be the best fit for them. They kind of need a wide receiver. I mean, really think about it. They have Kadarius Toney, and that's really about it. So make a big name, get Jalen Hyatt. I feel like we have an interesting way to complete the first round. Or, yeah, shenanigans leads to that pick. But look at this. They have 4 Georgia players on their defensive line. Nakobe Dean, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith. It's all Georgia players. And they're all amazing.
Dude,
Other than Nakobe.
the Giants have to really quadruple down on the offensive line for the rest of this draft.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like we have Andrew Thomas and maybe Evan Neal.
I mean,
Evan Neal's
I
going to
think
be
Lewinsky's
good.
serviceable. I mean, I think you're looking at mostly left guard and center.
What's Mark Lewinsky going to do against Jalen
I mean,
Carter?
absolutely, that's where you run into the problem. But
Yeah, that's exactly. And Fletcher Cox and Jordan Davis. I
they're bringing out the
hate
Lombardi
how-
for this.
Oh,
boy.
why? 2 of them? Why? Why?
Why are you bringing both the Lombardis out there?
Do they do this now for the champions?
So you hear Patrick Mahomes flex again?
Hello, everybody. Patrick Mahomes here. 32nd pick in the
31st.
or the 31st pick. Wait, that's right. But who was
Dolphins don't have a pick.
Because they try to tamper for.
Bye, Dolphins. You don't deserve a first round pick because you would have found a way to draft someone really good.
With the 31st pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select. I don't know.
Will Levis.
Will Levis. Will Levis.
Jalen Hyatt
Jalen Hyatt.
from Tennessee.
Jalen Hyatt's going to be. I think this is where we see a guy like Jalen Hyatt though. That's such a Chiefs pick.
Dude.
Skill position. Think of.
Then you need another short running back.
Most of the time, they've had a really late pick, which is the last 2 years. They have opted for skill positions.
When they have gone.
Last year, they went Carl Aftis.
Yeah, but they kind of needed to draft Carl F this last time.
And he's just really good. But
I mean, the news today, you start off with pre-draft with Lamar Jackson. That was almost 7 to 8 hours ago.
this has been a crazy day for football. This has been a crazy sports day for me.
Yeah, you have the Devils winning, the Jets not really screwing up, the Giants not really screwing up. And you have multiple.
I can't complain about the Deontay Banks pick.
I'm not really complaining with Will McDonald either. Because he plays outside linebacker. I'll take an outside linebacker with no injury concerns. Because we drafted someone with people with injury concerns before. I'm not even going to name them because I don't even remember who they are at this point. But I agree. It's almost midnight. It's been a long day. Can they trade the pick to the Jets and we take a safety? Trade for the pick, somebody.
This is going to trade and then it's going to go to commercial. Trade and then commercial.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's the first good
guard,
pick I've heard from
guard.
that desk.
Guard.
Guard.
Cyrus Torrance. Yo, y'all want to make a pick? I can go to sleep.
Oh, there we go.
Here we go. Okay, we have
wait like 50 minutes to come out there.
Roger Goodell.
Now we're coming up on midnight, 11:51.
So for context, we've been in here for
51 minutes.
Yeah. What a night!
Dude, this has been fun though.
Yeah.
Like I love this. You're watching the draft. You know, it's about breaking down all these picks. The Giants pick going on while I'm on the show. It's been great.
Happy to have you once again. Thank you for joining us. You're always welcome into the stands for another time.
Absolutely. We would love to have you back for sure.
Absolutely, man. this is a great show. You guys got a great thing going on here. You guys got good chemistry. Robbie and I, we did some mock booth for the Mario Kart.
Oh my God, last night. That was awesome. This guy knows, for reference,
This dude, okay, for those who don't know, he was able to call the MAC Rocket League tournament as a freshman in college in Atlantic City, basically the same amount of time that right about when for the actual MAC basketball tournaments were happening. I mean, we got one of the best possible future broadcasters in the building, 4 future broadcasters in one room, talking about an NFL draft that's been absolute chaos. Who could have written a better script to end the night?
This is a better desk than ESPN.
Anything
on word, we don't have Mel Kiper.
Yo, we've got a lot of Mel Kiper slander today.
Okay,
I love it.
It comes from me, like, because I can't.
No, like the college football fanatic was going after him. I think Christian was going after him.
Like, I'm the Mel Kiper on this at this table because I'm the one who's making all the outlandish takes.
Oh, yeah.
I know who's saying Will Levis is going to get someone fired, although I don't think Will Levis going in the second round gets someone fired.
No, second round, no. Watch it fall like the third, like Malik, or like the second round, like Malik. But we're up to the 31st pick in the 2023 NFL Draft.
Last pick of the first round.
It has been almost 4 hours since we saw the first pick of the night. What gimmick will we see?
Yeah, they're gonna do some gimmick, dude. It's gonna take a while.
I don't want my Devils fan friends to go to sleep.
They're gonna have the entire Chiefs roster come out for this.
Yeah, that would be a funny way to end it. Once again, appreciate you guys for all who've stuck with us. If anyone stuck with us from the beginning, I mean, he has been absolute chaos, and we really couldn't have done with the support from the people who follow us on Instagram, just view our content here and there, and the board, the guests we had, of course, you guys teaming, us 3 working together. It's been a pleasure so far. I'm happy that who would have thought back in September that we would be doing something like this from you guys' perspective? Unreal. I mean, everything so far has been, doing something like this has always been a dream of mine, and being able to stream with all of you guys has been awesome for the last 5 hours.
I'm sweating, dude.
Same.
I'm here.
What sucks is, we talked about that team shower thing yesterday. Bro, I showered before this. I have to do it again. Because I thought this was going to go to like 12:30, and then... See, Chad, this is what happens.
I'm gonna but after every Devils playoff win, I
Have
take
to.
like a victory shower.
Oh, yeah, you kind of have
But
to.
because like during playoff hockey, I sweat.
This is what this has turned into, chat. This is okay. Here we go.
I mean, okay, well, but they're gonna do a stupid gimmick. Okay, we can discuss blah 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 blah.
Who is that?
Clark Hunt,
Who?
the owner, I think.
He's like he's a descendant of Lamar Hunt.
Oh,
Nah, he's gonna give some speech. Oh boy.
Yeah, there he goes.
Oh jeez.
make it. This ain't the second round. Okay. Who?
What?
Who the hell is this guy? Of course, that's how we end it. When no one knows who this dude is.
What position?
Chris, what position is that?
It's been-
Well, another.
So that.
So let's talk about. I mean, we have a phenomenal show. Let's quickly run through all that has happened today. We'll quickly run through the picks for you guys. There's so much to take in, and so much to still happen. Let's talk about who's left. I actually called some of these.
I did not
guys.
realize he's a Kansas State player. Sorry, Vin. I do not know much about Kansas
Wait,
State.
was he
football.
Kansas? Is he the Kansas State
He is a
player?
Kansas State player.
Well, that's why they did it.
I apologize. I did not know.
Kansas State is not Kansas City.
All right, so here is who we've had drafted tonight. We started it off 4 hours ago with Bryce Young. Then we went to C.J. Stroud. Then the trade up for Anderson. Then we have Anthony Richardson, Devin Witherspoon, Paris Johnson, Tyree Wilson, Bijan Robinson, Jalen Carter, Dino Wright, Peter Skoronski, Jahmyr Gibbs, Lucas Van Ness, Broderick Jones, Will McDonald IV, Emmanuel Forbes, Christian Gonzalez, Jack Campbell, Kalijah Cansey, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Quentin Johnson, Zay Flowers, Jordan Addison, Deontay Banks, Dalton Kincaid, Mozzie Smith, Anton Harrison, Miles Murphy, Brian Brees, Nolan Smith, and I'm not even going to try to say the last name. because it's too long to pronounce. But it's been a crazy night. And as I said in the mock draft, players to watch for tomorrow, I got a couple names for you. Will Levis has to be on that list.
Yes.
You have to look at Hendon Hooker as well. You have the
Joey
two tight ends of Meyer and Washington to watch for. And, of course, Brian Branch. So I feel like someone will move up for tomorrow. What a night.
That does it.
What an
5
event.
hours in the books.
5 hours in the books for all of us at Into the Stands and every guest that we've had so far join us tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, you can watch parts 1 and 2 on the WIR Iona Gales YouTube channel. But for Cam, Colin, and Chris, I'm Robbie Basil signing off. We'll see you guys for our regularly scheduled show next Thursday at 5 p.m. as usual. We'll see you guys next week.